Thanks for watching Keeping It Real Sports.
Yes, sir. Rock Yassin, keeping it real sports.
Appreciate you, brother.
With Prince Bell, we rocking with Keeping It Real Sports, and we gonna be on this. We gonna be here a lot of times. I love the platform. Check in, it's the new wave. Like, follow, subscribe, and do all that good stuff.
Come on, come on. Told you I got you. Wanna talk about the game, he can talk about it. Tennis, match, golf, he can talk about it. Don't matter what it is, he can talk about it. Any sport dude, he know about it. Save your boy bum, don't doubt it. If he tell you that it is what it is. The real sports guy in the Sandman. Talk show game in the bag, man. Rep, gon' have to throw the flag, man. Steve Taylor, Andy Sands. It's over, OVA. Game over, they don't play. From the fourth quarter to the ninth inning. NASCAR wheels keep spinning. To the 18th hole, he's still in control. Guy on the go. Coach never missing the play, cause he know the deal. This keeping it real. Sports. Come on. Keeping it real. Yeah. Let's go.
Let's go indeed. It's another edition of Keeping It Real Sports. Yeah, it is the daily edition. Welcome to the Monday edition of Keeping It Real Sports. What we call it is Monday QB. I got a big show planned for you today. We got Jason Rollinson. He'll come in and sit in the chair. We're going to break down all of what you saw this weekend. Man, but before I do that, I have to give shouts out to people who made this program possible. People like Toledo Sports Network. Very special thanks goes out to Mike Jamison, those people over there. Thanks for putting us on, making Keeping It Real Sports a reality, a visual reality. Thank you, brother. Fizzy Bees Distributing, John Norjeski and company. Thanks, brother. We appreciate you. You see that I'm striving to do great things. And my good friend James Foster over at James Foster Hair Center on Bancroft, man. Those are the good people that make this happen, man. Before I go any further, it's this thing that I'll have to do. I call it hot off the press. It's whatever is new in the sports world. Well, what's new? Well, we'll get you to it. We call it hot off the press. Out off the press, we have to start with what we saw Saturday night. Before I take you forward, I have to take you back to last Saturday night and the big thrilling victory of the Ohio State Buckeyes over Notre Dame as they won in thrilling fashion 17-14. But the thing that got me the most was the inability of the broadcasting crew. I'm talking about in particular Noah Eagle and Blackledge. Ty Blackledge, you left ESPN to be part of this. These guys failed to tell America that there were 10 men on the field on the fatal play, the last two plays of the game. I can't believe it. They caught a lot of flack for it, and man, rightfully so. With that, I'm going to bring in my good friend Jason Rollinson. First off, brother, how you doing today?
Hey, I'm doing well, Steve. We're keeping it real, though. We're keeping it real.
That's what we're doing. That's exactly what we're doing, man. Look here, man. Give me your thoughts, man, on how this all unfolded, man. When I really looked at Noah Eagle and Ty Blackledge, they seem to be on the struggle bus the entire game, man. Give me your thoughts, man, on the broadcasting group.
Hey, you can tell it was the NBC broadcast, which is Notre Dame's channel, and you can tell they were a little biased in their opinion on everything that was going on. But I'm extremely surprised that they didn't catch that they only had 10 men on the field on the last two plays of the game.
I mean, how can you not see that? You know, the Buckeyes they ran real fast, and hats off to Ryan Day and that crew, man. And then Ryan Day for sticking up for his Buckeyes, man. Boy, did he let Lou Holtz have.
Oh man, Lou should have kept should have kept his mouth shut. The old man is entitled to an opinion, but the old man should have kept his opinion to himself right now. And let me just give one shout out though to my cousin Tony Traynham, who scored the winning touchdown.
Oh yeah. Hey, Chip, Traynham.
That was my cousin. That was my cousin.
Wow, man. Hey, look here. Well, look here, fam. We got to get fam. Reach out and get fam on the show, man, at some point. But look here. I thought his physicality was the difference in that one. Without a doubt, man.
Hey, man. We've been saying this for a long time, man. We love Henderson. Henderson is the game breaker, but Chip is that bell cow, man. He's somebody that you can strap up.
Yeah, he's the guy that you notice everything's kind of started to change when he came in there, and again, and going back to Coach Ryan Day, and man, how emotional he was after this, man. A lot of people don't really realize, and I didn't realize that a lot of people didn't know that Lou Holtz had really gone out on national TV and gone out of his way to say that Ryan Day's teams, man, are soft. In essence, is what he was saying, man. And so this is what brought Ryan Day's response, man. Let's take a listen to what Ryan Day had to say immediately following the Buckeyes' big win.
Coach, you knew this one wasn't going to be easy, but it came down to the wire. And what can you say about the performance from your quarterback, Kyle McCord, to finish that drive?
Toughness, that's it. Physicality, across the board, finish it off, having guts. I'd like to know where Lou Holtz is right now. What he said about our team, I cannot believe. This is a tough team right here. We're proud to be from Ohio, and it's always been Ohio against the world, and it'll continue to be Ohio against the world. But I'll tell you what, I love those kids, and we got a tough team.
What did they prove to you tonight in this victory that you'll take away and run with?
Toughness. Everybody's questioning these kids all the time. We had one bad half the last couple years. That's it. Everybody wants to question these guys. These guys are warriors right here to come back and win. This kid right here to come back in the second half and win. I'm emotional about this for a reason. A lot of people question these kids and say a lot of things about them. I love them. When someone attacks your family, to come in and win like this is special. It's a great win for our program and a great win for Ohio State.
It's a great win for Ohio State. And way to stick up for man and the family, Coach Day, man. Give me your thoughts on that.
Hey man, if you can't love that. Now, I've been skeptical of Coach Day, right. But that right there, if I had a son, I want that kind of coach coaching my son.
Yeah, man.
Because he got his boys back. He got their back. No matter what Lou Holtz had to say or any of the other analysts and everything else, Coach Holtz got out of his mouth and he got his foot put right back in his mouth.
Yeah. Man, real quick, but man, before we move on, man, your thoughts on what happened to Colorado and the Oregon game. Give me your thoughts.
Hey man, I'm a Deion fan. I'm a Deion fan first and foremost. I don't like him at Colorado, but that's not my choice. That was his choice to go to Colorado. I wish them all the success in the world. But I knew that this week against Oregon and next week against USC was going to be a true measuring stick to see how far they came. And we saw what happened in that first challenge.
Yeah, that's fair to say, man. But you better get Coach Deion now. Real quick, Alabama against Ole Miss. Give me your thoughts. Hey, man, look here. Just when you go to writing off Alabama, here they come.
And I'm definitely not an Alabama fan. I'm not a fan of the coach, of any of that. I'm Ohio State. I'm Ohio State, born and bred. So I don't like anything about the SEC. But they make it interesting when Alabama's a part of it. Just like in the NBA, it's not exciting if the Lakers and the Celtics aren't in it. It's not the same if Alabama's not involved. Just like with Ohio State, we good to have Michigan in the mix. Alabama, they are the creme de la creme of college football. They can have a little downfall, but we expect them to be in there in the end anyway.
Right. And then, man, the one that got away from me was the Clemson-Florida State. I picked Clemson to win the game. They had this thing in control, let it slip away in the end. Florida State is just one of those teams that really don't resonate with me. I'll reveal my poll on Thursday, so I'll give you my full poll on Thursday. But I had Florida State number 4 last week, and it remains to be seen where I'll put them at this week. But so there you go.
Yeah,
hey, look here. Go ahead.
Yeah, Florida State was kind of a sleeper really coming into the season. I know they had some top 10 aspirations and everything, but
Yeah.
I didn't think they would come out like this. Them in Texas right now are the two most surprising teams in college football.
Not to me, man. I had my eye on both of them. Actually, I had both of those teams in my top 10, man, preseason top 10. So I really had a presence on both of them, man. Hey, man, storylines, man. Getting the NFL storylines, man, we have to start with the Pittsburgh Steelers and last night, man. And, man, Kenny Pickett, last night, he goes 233 yards, 2 touchdowns, overcoming Jimmy G. And Jimmy G, my goodness, man, he had 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, but 3 INTs, man. Just not enough to get it done. But the Pittsburgh Steelers, man, they win a tough one last night. Real quick, your thoughts on that?
Hey, man, Pittsburgh is going to be Pittsburgh. If they get decent quarterback play, and that's what Pickett did last night. He don't need to throw for 5,000 yards a season or 300 yards a game. He just needs to manage the game, don't turn the ball over, let Pickens and some of them boys make plays out there because he got weapons. That tight end he got is a monster, man. So as long as he don't turn the ball over, their defense is going to make sure they're in the game no matter what.
Yeah. Hey, man, and as we move along, man, Houston, in a big fashion, 37-17 over Jacksonville. Stroud, 280 yards, 2 touchdowns, man, as Houston gets its first victory. Man, that takes us to the nation's capital, man, where the Buffalo Bills roll 7 sacks and 5 turnovers into destroying the Washington Commanders, 37-3. I guess we need to pump the brakes a little bit on Eric Public Bieniemy.
Yeah, they gotta leave the enemy alone, man. That dude's a great coach. He should have been a head coach by now.
Yeah. And then we go out to Seattle, man, where Seattle, Kenny Walker, man, rushes for 97 yards and 2 touchdowns, leading Seattle to a 37-27 victory over the Carolina Panthers. And Carolina's going to look at it at some point and say, maybe we drafted the wrong quarterback. Just saying. Man, look here. My lock of the week, man. I gave you the lock of the week. I said the New England Patriots would win over the New York Jets, and boy, was I right in a big way. Steve, why did you say that? Why? Because the Jets can't beat New England. I don't care where they play them at. They can't beat them. Just say it out loud, people. They can't beat them.
Yeah, the Jets, they might as well hang it up. Whenever they see Foxborough on anything, they just get the shakes.
Man, I don't know what it is, man. It's something like that, man. It's something like that. I think you're right, man. Hey, look here, man. That's for the Steelers, man. Let's get to the highlights, man.
There you go.
In Arizona, where former defensive coordinator and current head coach for the Cardinals, Jonathan Gannon, welcomes the Cowboys. And boy,
and man, my Cowboys laid an egg yesterday.
Jalen Hurts, as the blueprint is starting to be drawn. And we saw that. Matt Prater kicks the field goal, and he gets the Cardinals off to a great start. But the blueprint has begun as they continue to run the rock. This time, it's Connor as he rips off a big run. And you kind of got to like how they just continue to pound the rock. This time, short side, Connors. He's good for the touchdown, extending the lead. But you remember, I said he was a defensive coordinator, so they bring a little bit of defense as well.
Get this beat untagged.
The Arizona Cardinals scores on its first 5 possessions in the first half. And when you can run the ball as well as they did, it's only a matter of time before you get to play action. And we got that in the second half. As the Cardinals continue to put the pedal to the metal, putting away the Dallas Cowboys, they defend their home field. They win it 28-16. And that takes us to Kansas City, where the brightest star wasn't the Chiefs' offense and Patrick Mahomes and company. It was Taylor Swift, as she was spotted in the suite with Travis Kelce's mother. Now let's get to the action. Boy, Mahomes didn't take long to get Travis involved as he went to him early and often. Boy, the Kansas City offensive woes, all they needed was a little bit of Chicago Bears defense to get on track. And did they ever? As they exploited them time and time again. This time, it's Sky Moore over the top, and they finish it with a little inside scoop to Jet McKinnon as the Kansas City Chiefs start the train to rolling as they lead 7-0. But they continue on. Man, this guy just does what he wants. I mean, I think Travis Kelce runs routes on air. He runs what he wants when he wants, and we see it right there. Mahomes finds him. Mahomes finishes it off. Kansas City wins big, 41-10. It could have been much more. They took the brakes off, but the champions show up and show out. That takes us to Lambeau Field, the frozen tundra. The first home game for Jordan Love, and the defense shows up right off the bat. This is going to be the theme of this one, defense. But Derek Carr finally breaks through as he finds Jimmy Graham on a short touchdown plunge. And that gets the Saints off to a 7-0 lead. The defense continued back and forth until we get this special teams play. And Shaheed circles, and he takes it 76 yards to pay dirt. And look how he just runs away from Packer defenders. The Saints would eventually open up a 17-0 lead as things really looked like they were turning on for the Saints. But third quarter action, Derek Carr gets hurt. He gets landed upon. He leaves the game, and that opened up the floodgates immediately for the Green Bay Packers as they started to strike. Jordan Love deep down the field as he finds one of his young wideouts, Joshua Dobbs. This trend continues over and over again as he finds Dobbs with the deep dig route over the middle. Jordan Love starting to get a lot of confidence as he looks for Dobbs again down to the one. That's close enough for Jordan Love to take it himself as Green Bay completes a 17-point come from behind win. They win it 18-17. And that takes us to the team that everybody's talking about, the track meet that's in Miami, and it didn't take long for the Dolphins to strike right off the top. It's Tua Tagovailoa as he finds that man, the cheetah. And people, don't you think you might want to guard this guy right off the top? Didn't you practice this all week? I'm just saying. But the Miami Dolphins are in historic form as they scored the most points since 1966. They ride the A-Train as A-Train scores not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 times. He and Mostert both scored 4 touchdowns. This team was off and running. The track meet is in full effect. And people, let's pay attention to the Miami Dolphins as they win it 70-20. So Jay
that Dolphin team, that Dolphin team is that I did not think they would be that good, but right now they got to be like a Super Bowl favorite.
Nobody's talking about Big Fangio and the way he's turned that defense around. But, man, when you dropping a 70 burger, who gives a damn? You know, man, you got to like how the backups came in. Man, I had to blink twice, man. I thought it was a misprint. I'm like, no. Were they talking about the Hurricanes? No, they were talking about the Dolphins, man.
The Dolphins. Hey, man, I love that coach, man. I love the coach that they have now. And that guy, he has Tua. I'm a Tua fan. I like Tua. I like Cheetah. But I did not think them kids, the Dolphins, would be this tough coming out.
Yeah. I guess they got a lot to prove, man. Out of those early clips, man, what stands out the most to you out of those early highlight packages we saw?
Just out of the Dolphins. The Dolphins is just if he stays healthy, if Tua stays healthy, there's nothing to really stop them besides Kansas City. Because I think the AFC is the toughest division out of the two anyway. Well, but other than Kansas City, man, I don't see anybody messing with them. That defense is crazy too.
Yeah. I tell you, man. But man, the starter of the day had to be the Dallas Cowboys, man. But really, when you really think about it, man, you know, it's not to me because Gannon was the defensive coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles. He kind of had the blueprint how to play Dallas. We saw it, man. We kind of knew that it would be the thuggish, ruggish when it came down, man. That's what I predicted, man, it would happen. But I thought it would happen 2 weeks earlier than I thought it would. But, man, you got to give Gannon a tip of the cap because he had his team ready to go, man.
Now, what's going to happen? What's going to happen these next 2 weeks when Dallas has to play New England? Then they have to play San Francisco.
A copycat. That's what we're talking about. It's a copycat. We will see. We definitely will see. Hey, man, let's get back to the highlights, man.
Hey, jump into it, man. You got it?
We pick up our highlights in Baltimore, where the Colts come to visit, and somebody didn't tell the Colts that they weren't supposed to play as Gardner Minshew gets the start for the ailing Anthony Richardson. But it was only a matter of time before the Raven defense made a stance and made his presence felt. Hometown people loving it. Getting the ball back for their star, LaMarvelous Jackson. And he can spin it. Isaiah Likely. And then he just takes it himself around the edge, doing as only Lamar can do. Early on, it's all Baltimore, and it's looking all good. But somebody didn't tell the Colts that it was a fight, and their defense eventually comes to play, forcing turnovers. Creating short fields and situations for its opportunistic quarterback, Gardner Minshew. And the veteran quarterback delivered. In crunch situations, this is what they brought him here for. Scoring touchdowns. But the story of the day, Matt Gay kicking his way into NFL history, 4 50-yard field goals. The Colts get it done. Let's go to Minnesota, where this is the game of the day. The Charger offense was in full effect on this one. I tell you, Justin Herbert was every bit as good as advertised, spinning it all over the field. But the defense of the Vikings tried to keep it close, and they kept the Vikings in it. But the mastery of Justin Herbert, opening it up, throwing the ball down the field. And just when you think you got Justin figured out, a little trickeration. Mike Williams, who's out for the rest of the season with an ACL tear, but he scores a touchdown on this one. And the Chargers appear to be in front and on top. Kirk Cousins strikes back as he finds his receiver Osborne, and he flies his way into the end zone. Minnesota keeping it close. But again, Justin Herbert, he can just flat spin it. And football is just a game of inches. How close was Minnesota to this one? That close. Palmer, off the reflection, he scores the touchdown. But the game all came down to Brandon Staley's decision to go for it on 4th down on his 24-yard line, setting up the Vikings offense for a go-ahead touchdown, but the defense bails out Brandon Staley. The Chargers hold on to get their first victory of the season. Let's go to Detroit, where the defense was dominant for the Lions. They showed up and they showed out, holding the Falcons to a field goal attempt, getting the ball back for Jared Goff and that offense. And I tell you, Jared Goff was dealing as he finds his rookie tight end for his first touchdown. Airing it out, big time score. Lions go ahead 10-3. Jared Goff gets the ball back, and once again, look at him dealing as he finds Raymond for the big gain over the middle, and he hooks up with Raymond once again, setting up another scoring opportunity. The Lions are dealing, get the ball back for its defense, where the defense was dominant all night long. Can you say Aiden Hutchinson? Because he came to the party. The Detroit Lions, they win it. They move to 2-1 on the season. We go to Cleveland, where the Browns take on the Titans. And it's the Deshaun Watson show, as he aired it out early and he aired it out often. Without a doubt, Deshaun Watson's best game as a Cleveland Brown. But the Cleveland defense came to the party as well. Myles Garrett, a disruptive force on the outside, really made a long day for Ryan Tannehill and the Titans. But again, the story was all about Watson throwing deep. This time it's Amari Cooper. The Browns move to 2-1 on the season. Man, when you look at Cleveland, man, that's a big boy defense, man. And defense travels, man.
Hey, man, do not get me excited. You see my jersey behind me. You see that Hunt jersey behind me? You know I bleed brown and orange.
Look,
that
man.
Defense, the Dogs is back in Cleveland. The Dogs is back. And Watson, y'all can quit all the massage jokes now, too.
Yeah. Hey, look here, man. Let me say this. I will say this because I had time to spend. I spent time at the Browns training camp, man. I've been doing a lot of training camp. In fact, on Thursday's show, we're going to have Baltimore Raven cornerback Rocky Ya-Sin on the show, man. You know, and, man, I had a chance to sit down and chat it up with him, man. But when I left Cleveland Brown camp, I'm like, man, that's big boy football, man. And there's no reason for them to be last in nothing. I'm telling you, man, you know.
Hey, man, that's a grown man defensive line right there, dog. Yeah, they got some big dogs on that line, man. Myles Garrett, Zanarius Smith, Tomlinson, Hurst. I rub my belly like Hurst do every time he make a play. I rub my belly just like he do.
Well, you should, man. You got every reason to, man. Hey, look, man. Hey, man, it's about time to run, man. But man, look here. Give me your thoughts. First off, I want to thank you, man, for coming on, man. Hey, man, playing, man, sidekick with me, man, in Armchair Quarterback, Monday evening quarterback, man. A rapid, man, run through all of the games, man. We went through all of the games. But in that last block of games, man, what was the most surprising to you?
The shootout between Minnesota and San Diego, man. Them two teams got more. They probably underachieved more than anybody because both of them could make the conference finals. You know, I mean the NFC and the AFC championship game. Yeah. But they're just so undependable, man.
Right. You know, and you know that said, man. You know, personally, there's no excuse for a head coach to go for it on 4th down at your own 24-yard line. There's no analytics alive, man, that gives you the green light there with the lead. I mean, man, it's not like you didn't have the lead, man. It's like you're trying to give the game away. Like, I really believe Brandon Staley is really trying to get fired, man. Even when you look at his beard, it's like, man, he's living out back somewhere. Maybe he wants to go out there and live for good, man. Look here, man. We got 2 games tonight, man. Give me your picks on tonight's games. Who you like, man?
I'm going with who's the first game? Who's the first game?
Eagles in Tampa Bay, man. Look, Baker Mayfield, man, looks pretty good, man.
Mayfly is gonna get squashed tonight. Philly gonna swoop down and swoop him up like an eagle and a worm, and they'll be done.
And then the late game it looks like Joe Burrow is gonna get the start against the Rams tonight.
I don't know about Cincy, man. I think Cincy might take an L again tonight. It ain't looking good down there.
Man, it's not looking good. Man, look, it's been fun, but we got to run, man. 96 of these things, man, in the books, man. Hey, look, thanks to Jason Rollinson for joining in, man. Jay Ryle, man, we'll definitely get back with you, man. I'm your boy, the Real Sports Guy. Man, we got to back out of here, man. Until Thursday, man, I wish you love and peace. Man, and chuck them deuces.
Peace.